He did give them up. He did. Armand. What is going on, gang? It is your boy Taco. Shout out to all my Patreons. Guys, one thing I want to say, there's so much stuff, there's so many things to break down that you can almost completely go absent to some things while you're doing like your reaction or like analysis of the episode, because there's so many moving parts, right? And something that you've already recognized in another episode can almost become like it shouldn't, but it's just like human nature. After you become accustomed to something, you almost don't even need to verbalize it. Like what's a good example? I'm sure all y'all don't watch sports. LeBron James is considered one of the greatest basketball players of all time. If he has a good game, it doesn't really, like, he has to have an outstanding game for you to almost be able to even recognize that he did anything out of his norm. So going back, just looking at this, because I've seen people in the comments talking about like the acting and how it was amazing, and yeah, it was, but like in the moment, I'm not commenting on it because I'm trying to, and it's not like somebody called me out or something. I'm just so like I didn't really get a chance to, or not chance isn't the right word. I didn't find the time in juggling everything to really appreciate like the guy who's playing young Daniel Malloy's acting in this scene, Armand's like, and y'all know I don't usually go back and rewatch completely. I've started watching some people's reactions and stuff, so I catch things through their reactions and stuff like that, because it's a lot easier than me sitting down for a complete hour to digest something when I could be making content for you guys. But it's become something that I haven't been talking about a lot, but I have to say the acting in episode 5 is insane. Like, I've been thinking about the episode so much. I'm ready to get into this one. I'm excited because I just saw Santiago. I just saw him. Y'all, if y'all stayed and watched the whole thing, y'all seen him kind of pop up too. Like, that's like, I loved last episode, but I'm trying to see what's going on real time now. Yes, we needed all those answers, and that was a fucking fantastic episode as well too. Him finding those letters. Something else I haven't talked about is Santiago's, I don't even want to call it vendetta. Is vendetta the right word? Vendetta against Armand. I think he just wants Armand to be same with everything. Like, don't treat Louis special because you think he cool or he do different than us. The same way you brought that wrath down on my creator, you need to bring that down on Louis for not doing what he's supposed to be doing, for breaking all these rules, for creating this girl who's young and not supposed to be part of us, for now documenting our history, and I think exposing himself as a vampire, walking around in whatever places. I'm ready to see how this all pans out for them. There's been a lot of people I'm starting to notice. It almost makes me feel like I'm such a neutral person, but I'm really not. I feel like I have pretty strong opinions, but there are for every character there is a extreme group that loves them or an extreme group hates them, and it's so crazy like to see it in real time, because I'm like, I could just picture Anne Rice writing this like, I'm finna minds up. like that's the I almost don't want to, I would never want to get like that, because I'm like, I think in my head like, I'm not finna play into the little game the writer's trying to play, making me hate this character or love this one. Like, I want to look at them all equally and love you for every part of what you are. And then probably there's a part of or that might have been the true intention of the writer as well too. I'm gonna make these very complex, intricate characters, and I want somebody to be able to appreciate every aspect of them, because this show is heavily tied into humanity and how we are as humans. And it begs you just to ask the question, can you love somebody for all their flaws and all the beauties that they are? That's what love is, accepting somebody for what they truly are. Yes, you want people to kind of change and tweak things, but like, look at everything fully. There's so much hate out there for Lestat. If you hate him, love to hate him. He's eccentric. Love that he's, well, maybe not, don't love the shit. That's crazy. That is crazy. But just be able to enjoy the character for what he is, because at the end of the day, if we're being real, he doesn't exist. It's okay to enjoy the character. Same for Armand. I feel like I felt like it was a mild take. I was like, yo, I understand where he's coming from with some of the shit he's been through. Like, we got the crumbs of why he would feel like that. I start seeing some of the buzz and other, not here, man, y'all is cool as I start seeing some of the talk around it, and it's oh, I think he's this or that, and he's just blah. Which, I mean, yes, you can have your opinion, of course. Looking at a character that way, it's like book by the cover. Like, how the well, okay, you look at this shit, you see a motherfucker, I almost said nigga. You see a motherfucker with a gun and a parrot on his head, and you almost want to judge what it should be without actually opening the pages and read through it, fully understand it, and just try to really. This experience, Interview with the Vampire, taught me so much about, honestly, myself, about other people in the community. I started babbling. Hopefully I didn't kill the vibe before we get into this episode. Because I am excited. I'm ready to see what's going on with these characters, what's going on with Claudia, the little seeds of deceit, and watching this hierarchy that's been built crumble. Shout out to everybody not spoiling me on it. I be playing with fire. I might be speaking too early too, because I still got 2 more episodes after this one. I want to talk about Louis really quick. Louis has been the character that has been the hardest for me to understand initially, because I just have a embedded in me, something turns me off to when I feel like someone is able to play both sides of something. If I can't pick up what you're putting down, I'm like, and if I see you weaponizing trauma or like playing a victim, but then you switching up and you don't keep the same energy for everybody across the board, that drives me insane. Like, but I've grown to really enjoy his character, really be able to, like I said, not just stay on page 1 or 2 or 3 of Louis, and actually start really reading the pages of his character, going deeper in there and trying to just really understand what makes him tick, so that I can appreciate him more, and so a lot of my tastes don't just seem like I'm hating on him. I say all that to come into this episode and probably do the same thing. Let's get into it. I'm talking too much. I'm rambling. I'm making no sense at all. Let's go. And I'll say why I don't be long-winded. That's why I don't be talking about a whole bunch of nothing. Like the light by which God made the world before he made the light. Okay.
There was no postage on the package with the tapes, Rashid.
Oh, he didn't call him Rashid.
My co-op say only the mailman can have the key that opens up all the mailboxes. So did you guys get to my mailman? I usually give him a little something for Christmas, but I mean, I'm thinking, do I still have that obligation?
He being genuine with you. He ain't calling you real Rashid right now.
I'm going to the bathroom.
I'm gonna make a run for it. They're gonna turn you into broth bags because you couldn't hold it.
Hello. Rashid? He loves the hands-up they use here. I wouldn't worry too much about Rashid.
How about the Ai Weiwei wallpaper with the Hockney lemons?
Like we're a Ferndale hotel lobby?
Who funds you guys?
Tell him mascot.
That's why you called me here? You were a fly on the windshield. We're particularly poor at keeping our assets alive.
I'm not an asset.
You messaged me, I showed up.
I want to get out alive. I want both.
You fear Armand. You should fear the other one.
Better not to have so tangible a reminder of Paris up on our walls.
An interview about Paris is a more tangible reminder of Paris than a few photographs.
And bury it. You won't even see a galley proof. It's all going to come out soon enough, and there's a number of us in the Order who think better it happens with Daniel Malloy in paperback than the bumbling governments of the world. My superiors have a list, a few hundred questions they'd like you to weave into your interview, and I'm professionally charged to press you to include.
Apart from your charge,
I think it would be disastrous. I think you've been masterful. I think if I could swap bodies with you, I'd be running the Order by now.
We should be returning now.
Mr. Malloy would like to stay alive, Rashid.
Then perhaps he should have thrown the tapes away when he found them in his mailbox.
So now I'm confused. Are they trying to say that he said he shouldn't be worried about Rashid? Rashid's not one of the agents, right? They just know things about Rashid, right? He's completely connected to the vampires. But this agent guy is also kind of explaining some of his hierarchy as well too, and that leaves like so many more questions. So yeah, like obviously we only have 2 more episodes after this one, so I almost want to like not finish because then I'm gonna be stuck without season 3, and I want to know what's gonna happen with these things. Who knows how the season ends? But shit's gonna start hitting the wall, like hitting the fan. What else did I want to say about that? The little comment Daniel made about being an asset, like even especially after some of the revelations we got in the last episode about him technically just being a piece on the board for Armand and Louis to keep their like a symbol of their love, and then also the agent telling him to like, I mean, you're just a fly on the windshield. Like you're just like it's not the same type of meaning, but it kind of makes Daniel seem like you're not the most integral piece here too.
Tell me what a monster I am, what a vulgar fiend.
I make no judgment of you. I am not interested in you. I'm interested in my own vampire nature now.
What do you think a vampire is?
Meditation on vampiric existence and enduring.
Strange. I remember you racing back from rehearsals to tell me how ambitious the conceit was.
Well, I was following your advice, wasn't I?
Because of the machinations surrounding it.
But glove instead of an iron gauntlet was the advice.
Indulge the buffoon, were my words. Feed Santiago his own ego back to him.
Right.
And smother mutiny with praise.
What is the end of the world, except a phrase? I have lived now in 2 centuries.
Damn.
Seen the illusions of one, in a way that made me picture a silver clock ticking in a void.
I'm not gonna break down those lines, but that is a lot of fire in that.
Let's stop there. Take the passage again, Santiago, and a foot forward downstage. It's quite lovely, Sam.
Thank you, Maître. What does it mean to die when you can live until the end of the world?
I thought I was being clever.
Except a phrase.
My eyes on him till curfew every night.
I walked by the theater a fortnight ago.
The theatre is updating its repertoire.
Isn't that exciting?
Pierre Roger.
Monsieur Liancourt, the gentleman whose wealth has made our sacred art possible for the last 150 years. Maître wishes to invite him to attend the premiere.
Lovely mission.
What?
The difficulty is communications with your esteemed patron occur only one way.
Asking when was the last time they were in communication?
Maybe ask, when was the last time you spoke with him?
Is this that same piano that they put in episode 4 and a few episodes again? Like it's just eerily starting to build up again. So Santiago is still on his shit. Still, I guess maybe that's why they're not written in. Maybe he's kind of on to Armand a little bit too.
In communication, as there.
On that point,
The hour, the minute you last spoke with Lestat de Liancourt.
telegram, New Orleans, Louisiana, early February 1940.
Merci, Monsieur Roger. Illuminated by light,
Was in the audience,
like the light by which God,
scribbling in the margins.
ticking, ticking, the precision of a clock, as vast as the universe.
I buy that he'd been in power a long time.
It was love.
Okay. And love. He was loving in those days, sure.
Did you and Mr. Malloy talk to anyone during dinner?
Just the chef when ordering, sir.
Were you with Mr. Malloy the entire dinner?
He used the restroom for approximately 5 minutes.
Had a piece of halibut that still wanted to swim.
You were not to leave Mr. Malloy alone.
He didn't. Stood by the hand dryer like a creep.
Why do you ask? Love?
Armand knows some extra shit too. Is Armand again letting some shit happen? Because he let Louis do some stuff. In other situations, he was really passive about that. And then they bring up his telepathy and that he's super ancient. He could have done whatever he wanted to and read their minds. And he's saying it was love. Is it really that he just didn't want to read his mind? Or maybe he knew Santiago was doing shit. Maybe he didn't give a I don't know.
I have found one not made of paper and glue. These vampires. That's her last entry, unless you're sitting on more of those ripped out pages.
Claudia's immortal beloved.
Note to self, everything related to Claudia from this point forward is without written corroboration.
The girl, they ended up getting together?
Unless you're sitting on something behind your encrypted laptop.
Madeline. Claudia's immortal beloved. Just our memories of her.
That bugs the out of him.
However porous they come.
Daniel, stop, bruh.
A little more vermouth next time, Rashid.
I can make another.
No, it's good. It's just his were better.
I'm confused with what he even means. His.
Allez-y, faites vos dessins très ingénieux.
Uh-oh. Y'all gonna leave her alone. I hope Claudia comes in there and helps her. Oh, hell no.
En là, la pute. Madeleine est pas bien, on a attaqué, t'as vu?
Dog, I don't want to watch this, dog.
Ouais, crie tout si tu veux, hein.
Thank you. Just hurry up and get there, dude. Cause it's it always bugs me in stories. Like I'm over it as a. It's not a trope. It's not a trope. I get it. The shit happens in real life too, but I'm exhausted. Maybe it's just the stuff that I read and watch. Maybe I need to watch different things, but I'm tired of having to see this act perform so much. Like even in my anime and my manga, like it's like you can't read anything or have a female character without them using someone forcing themselves on them as a way to give them some type of growth. Like I really enjoy her character, and maybe I'm just upset because I don't want that to be part of her. I don't know, dude. It's just it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Why?
Like I don't feel good about it because like what am I even supposed? Like of course Claudia's gonna come there and help her. What I'm supposed to cheer and array for that? Like I don't know. Is this gonna have to play into their, because they already had like a connection before, but are we using this to like accelerate the process of them loving each other or something like that? Can I say it feels cheap? Can I say that? Cause like, dude, I get it because people were her. They kept coming back and doing that stuff, and then she rebels against it. But as soon as she rebels against it, now it's not you or we're gonna throw some paint on you or something. It's like, you know what? Let's just go straight to her. Let's go from her door, walking off, throwing paint to let's just go in there, throw her on the bed, and try to her. I don't know. Maybe this is something straight pulled from the books, and maybe I'm going too hard on it or whatever. But I feel like we could have had Claudia come and see them doing that. I don't know. It goes a different way, slaps her or some shit, and then she's forced to help her or something, and that. You know, but like to go straight to painting your windows to full on, it's crazy. But I guess it is used as a way for her to be able to show her true self to her. You got though too. And then like the choice of music is like this revelation, this voila moment, like, oh, like this is what you truly are. And then they under it with the soft tone of like, you see me fully as what I really am. But I don't like the way that we got to it. I'm not a fan of it.
Don't run, because a lot of noise just happened. I can do it fast, I can do it right, but you could be in some trouble.
It just in my head because it's such an opportunity for all this. Besides them having to do that is I love that. Like, I can show myself to you. This is who I really am. You've been talking to me all this time, getting to know me a little bit, and now I'm fully showing you myself, and you've represented me escaping from these other vampires, even in the sense of where they were like, her last entry was these vampires. She was over it. She's going back to the person that's made her feel like, I accept you for who you are. Chef's kiss. Do we need to throw in that? Am I harping on it? Maybe so, dude. It's just because it's like, I can't be too mad, man, because the show's been amazing the entire time through. There hasn't been another decision that a lot of y'all said y'all didn't the Bruce thing as well too, which that's another thing that kind of ties them together. They both were assaulted, right? Or she was about to be assaulted and she was assaulted. So maybe that's kind of the vibe they're trying to go for too. I'm gonna stop commenting on it because I feel like I'm just repeating myself over and over.
Sit down. I'm gonna clean up and then we can talk. There's the light switch.
Hey, you seen Armand? In his office. Thank you.
They are not a fan of Louis for real.
gestures of anxiety, but little cigar ends. I'll sell it for 5 times the price in a year.
And what then?
Reinvest.
More vols?
More Vols. More Mathieu, Solange.
And who is going to fly your plane?
I'll fly.
The first vampire capitalist, the first vampire pilot.
Why not? Take off your clothes.
I am going through Sam's new pages.
Clothes off, face down in the coffin. You can read them to me.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh. Now see, what is this? Cause it's out of fucking pocket, bruh. Or maybe Armand's that, but just based off what we saw from the last episode and how their dynamics kind of changed, unless that's something Armand in his head likes, because I guess Louis just taking his would kind of almost tie into Armand's passiveness, where he like maybe he's thinking about something else, but he likes to be just a part of almost being used or whatever's going on. But I don't know, bruh. I don't know. It comes off as like you're just a possession, and it also plays into that's shit that was going on with Armand too. So like I don't like it, and maybe that's just part of his old self that is like I think Anne Rice has intentionally blurred it so like it's hard to get a true read on what it is. You can play it from both sides. Is Armand truly wanting that, or does he have trauma from that and he should be left alone to that? And Louis, being the pimp, being all these things he is playing along with that. But then we know Armand's plays a long game as well too. So is he truly okay with this? If I unpaused it, I would know, right? I don't know. That is a masterful curveball. Because how are you supposed to make a truly hard judgment on it when it's not just Louis that's causing this? Armand plays his part in it as well too. So I can't just condemn Louis, but then you want to have some sadness for Armand in that situation because of his past of being a sex slave and not ever truly knowing himself. But he's had hundreds of years to try and figure some other stuff out, but he also likes to play into that. Like he's not an idiot. Hey, let's go.
Probably real shallow now, but not insightful. Human death and all its variety.
What's blood taste like?
You've bit your lip before.
No, drinking life itself.
Oh.
It's not the answers to life's mystery. It's food. I need it.
And me, right now.
I can't lie. I watch it slide along your veins.
And you're not supposed to reveal your true nature to anybody. Oh.
Take a sip.
Oh no. Wait. I don't want them to die. I think Claudia is going to die. I do. Is this gonna be one of the causing reasons why? Because she also revealed her true nature to her and let her live? Well, killed her, technically. Or she's about to, it looks like. Unless she doesn't make her a vampire. I don't know, but I really love her character too, and I don't want her to die.
Because once she starts, you can't stop her.
Uh-oh.
Is the dressmaker you supposed to run out of time?
Yes, I'm the forbidden friend.
Malin, this is Louis. Louis.
She's reading one of your diaries in my coffin.
Let's start again.
A couple months
Louis,
where you don't tear things down
this is
or
Malin.
things up. I had you covered.
This is why that brother-daughter relationship doesn't work. He bounces in and Anne Rice sets it up to make it hard for you. It's like walking through a labyrinth of judgment. How do you, as soon as you judge, it's like, well, it's because of this reason. But this, well, because I set this up. She's put me in like the perfect trap to my thoughts. It's the perfect trap. It's calculated over decades. How am I, just simple reactor man, supposed to give a cutthroat critique of Louis? So my thing is with Louis, initially I don't like this because you can also say, motherfucker, you doing some wild shit with Armand you not supposed to be doing. You ain't even part of our our coven. You out here wilding, having flings, doing all this shit. So to hold up a mirror in front of me and tell me what I'm doing wrong coming from you is wild if you say you're my brother, but then you trying to play my dad too. So which one is it? And then is it just because you're tired of my antics, like what you're saying, what he was about to go into right here. Are you tired of my antics, or is it that you're trying to protect me? And then at the same time, bro, you're being a hypocrite. You could have told me a lot of this earlier and we wouldn't even be in this situation, bruh. And Claudia got a slick tongue, so I hope she get back at his ass. But yeah, it's I mean, they just feel so real. They feel so, there's way too many layers to these characters. Like, they are palpable. Like, I can feel like that's a person's mind. So I can only imagine we all are reading the books, the way that she's made these characters, like they feel tangible. It's insane.
She's funny, she's blunt, and it's a long story, but I killed in front of her.
Of course you did.
And she sat in the corner and watched while I bundled up bodies. Didn't cry, didn't get flustered. And since then, we've been talking.
Wait, is that a jab?
Is it romantic?
No,
No.
not yet.
You were Lestat's, now you're Armand's.
Or Armand is mine?
Okay, so it isn't just that they're doing some role play shit. In Louis' mind, he may think that Armand is truly his. Like, he think he or at least that's what he's saying right now. He think he got some ownership over him at this point in time. I don't think Armand thinks that at all. I think Armand is just like, you want to ass, go ahead and me. But there's some other shit I got going on. But I'm surprised he said that.
I get to pick one thing for myself. A weird white lady I met by happenstance.
You want a companion?
She does. Yes?
Last time I tried those young boys. Back in.
Don't even say New Orleans no more.
Not Lestat's blood. I wouldn't want that for anyone.
Good enough for us?
Not good enough for her.
To every vampire a dressmaker?
They'll bitch at the moon, mock you in their coffins, but she never fit in. They won't miss her. Without the burden of her?
Paris is yours, Maitre. I ask for this. Respectfully.
He's just got to be saying that to feed into getting this mission done for Claudia. Louis has been known to put on different masks for different situations. I'm not gonna kill you for saying that. I think he's just playing the game he feels he needs to play to make sure he can get this done. I'm not gonna kill you, bro. I've been on your ass a little bit this episode. You've been doing some wild shit, but I'm not gonna get on you. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone, big dog. You got a couple more, Louis. You got a couple more that I can try and rationalize before I probably go off and hey, well, this motherfucker.
Respect comes without a shield. You're a manipulator, Claudia de Liancourt.
No.
Tu aimerais être l'une de nous. They always think they're different. Stronger. Superior.
Si tu fais de moi un monstre, tu feras que me transformer en ce que je suis déjà.
She happy as hell.
Without the burden of me.
He had to say
I
it.
said it to get him through the door.
Okay. Thank you.
Is that what you found when you went looking for yourself? Shortcut to the inner things?
That's your nerves talking now.
Why is he in pimp mode and I can't be mad at this? I'm starting to really be able to appreciate his switch ups, his different moods, his different, like even his dialect almost changes again when he's in this suave, laid back, smoking cigs type of manner.
Tu vas manger des humains comme tu manges ta pomme?
Je suis un humain et j'aime la nourriture. Occasionnellement, je me livrerai à mes appétits.
Les voitures, les coiffures, les croyants, comment continueras-tu?
Jeune homme, there's been a war.
Claudia, he thinks there's something left of my era.
You're stronger. I can feel it.
Yeah.
I am.
Harder too. You gotta give up something to get something.
What did he give up?
Comment vas-tu survivre à l'éternité?
Even though he's asking her these questions, you know, they double back on him because it's such a beautiful wording. How will you survive eternity? Regardless of him asking her that question, eternity is an infinite amount of time. So it's not like you even have the answers. So you're asking me something that you wouldn't even be able to answer, but it's such a beautiful line because it rings true for every one of them. And we've seen this on a kind of a low scale but high scale way. The entire show has been, how will you survive eternity? How will you be able to move after you've been given given this gift.
Et la femme qui habitait plus bas, elle est morte de faim dans sa chambre, portait des vêtements très chics, devenait de plus en plus maigre jusqu'à ce qu'un jour, je regarde contre sa porte et elle était là. Et moi, j'ai survécu, même quand c'était un amour dangereux.
A dangerous love. I have too many favorites. I love her too.
Et que feras-tu dans quelques décennies quand elle se jettera dans le feu? Parce qu'elle le fera.
Peut-être qu'elle le fera pas. Que je suis ce dont elle a besoin pour survivre.
He said no.
I said I would not do it.
Maître in the bedroom, maître only when it's hot or convenient.
No, I think he didn't do it because he likes her. Bro, the characters are so good. I think he didn't do it because he just likes her, and he's been around for however long, and maybe he doesn't want to see somebody else go through that or be the one responsible for somebody else going through that shit, even if it was to help Claudia for a short amount of time. In his head, maybe he's like, live your human life and just die when you get old.
500-year-old vampire, you led the Parisian coven for 2 centuries.
And he hadn't told me.
I did once. He didn't hear it.
He...
The idea repulses me.
Well, at least we can agree it was a disingenuous act.
Louis' opinion.
Claudia's opinion.
When our maker Guido gets here, he'll tell you the same.
What if Guido never shows?
Santiago, where's your back to the audience? It doesn't work, turn around.
But if we stage it in the round?
And where shall we put the audience? Behind the projection screen?
Ooh, what's up your ass tonight? Is your companion stuck up there chewing on your inhibitions like a hamster?
She likes that.
Can you respectfully find another object to buff?
Always a yes, Major.
He always f her, but
Projections are our aesthetic.
Is the script. And there are no mentions in this script of projections. That's your cue, Sam.
It's a work in progress.
Oh, I see.
Pick it up where we left off.
Well, if it is a work in progress, can I just ask, when the is Guido arriving on the stage, please?
He doesn't. He can't. He mustn't.
Where we left off, Santiago.
Guido is hope.
We perform plays on a stage.
Is this you honoring the playwright?
Not prose poems or maps. And plays require events, Sam.
That can be remedied! Gustav!
You're fangless! I love your work, Sam. Apologies.
Well played, Maître.
You summoned me.
There's a script on stage. It's yours for the moment.
they're completely f***ing with Armand because they got plans and they're using this play as a way to get around them. I mean, they were doing it earlier, but I didn't know they're still going with the bit, and he's the only one who's left out on the ledge, which he talked about a little bit earlier as well too.
If you look in the filler, in the back pages, strange crimes reported.
Telescopic lens stolen from the observatory at Meudon. The film company shooting the crime thriller Port d'Orient delayed when its inventory of color film stock is snatched.
All muttering in unison.
Crimes all left unsolved.
Oh, they're trying to get Lestat.
Arrive in Paris, each carried a suitcase. What's one more vampire?
Why are we still talking about this?
Why do they want him to be there?
Not satisfied with your answer.
Those we make ourselves will always despise us for it.
Celeste and Estelle.
Oh, bro, I've been a step behind this whole episode, and they had spelled it out for us already. They're trying to, of course, like they're trying to get Lestat there, but are they trying to get Lestat there to show what though? I don't know. Because I feel like y'all already have the grounds to do something to them, but I guess if you can get Lestat there and he can tell y'all what happened, it's even more of an indictment on what'd you call it. But I don't feel like y'all are trying to play by the. Are y'all trying to play by the rules?
You're going to do it?
Yes.
When?
Tonight.
Claudia does not want his blood.
She doesn't have an alternative.
We could fail. The woman could turn into one of those drooling revenants you saw back in. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't. Tell me in my mind.
I want you to witness.
Why?
Because it could be beautiful.
Oh, that means it's finna be horrible.
Bring one in a good way.
Are you asking or making me?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Make sure we're not bothered. Yeah?
I feel like he's just playing that role though.
Listen to my voice. I won't let anything go wrong.
Don't worry about the blood.
blood that made you.
Here we go.
Madeline welcomed my fangs. The lamb smiling up at the wolf. She watched the lamp while I fed on her.
That's good. That's right.
Down the dark path.
Just hold on to my voice.
Should she have done it too?
I drank with obligation.
Stop showing that light.
Fragments of Madeline's life filled my head. On the warm current of her blood, sly coupling.
Oh, it's beautiful.
The joys of a sunny afternoon, of an unexpected death.
Boy, you... Gosh damn it.
But amongst the pastiche of war and desire, beauty and damage, I saw Claudia in an impossible afternoon light she could never survive in. Claudia, as Madeline
perceived her. That's what Claudia meant to her. In a light that she couldn't even survive in. It almost brings back the, what was his name? Charlie. How Charlie was like, you're an angel, right? That's how she views her as well too. I like that for her. Just don't die.
even more beautiful by her beholder.
Oh, I'm sure this is a great scene, but the light.
And I knew then than I ever had. I tore my wrist and fed her the gift.
Did she take?
Yeah.
Oh, woo!
Yeah, she is.
Wait, why am I happy about that? But
I told them to get out of town. They're out of town. And I know that. Stranger, my fledgling. Gagged myself, tried to throw the blood back up. I did not care.
That's the thing they gave up.
Claudia took my hand. We said something about being even.
She is a difficult one, but one worth having.
What's in the suitcase?
Some clothes, cutting from a magnolia tree I've been growing.
Give it some time, you will feel like he's been alluding to it too. So I guess the connection that he lost was to Claudia. Like he felt I guess that obligation that he felt to her is completely gone, but that's weird to me. And then he brings up the fledgling line, and it's like almost like he has a connection to, well, he does. He said he had a connection to Madeline, but it's like almost as if that connection made him be able to forget Claudia, but I'm sure that's not what happened. But just the way it was kind of worded, it seemed like that. It's intriguing.
I could have thought they might have killed me, hunted the three of you down. I don't know if it will satisfy their might be hostilities or the first bloodless vampire coup.
Wait, what?
You broke with the coven?
They gave me a choice.
What was the choice?
I chose.
But what was the choice? Because now we know we have 2 other vampires out there. Did he give them up? Dog, I better be wrong.
That's my memory of it. But you were there too. Maybe there's something I missed, or maybe there's something you put in there later.
Stop it. This is too important a moment in our story for these games.
Oh, is there a game being played?
You've remembered what you did to yourself in San Francisco, and you're angry that I erased it.
I am.
I forgot that this is right after that.
You asked me to do it.
What?
He's full of shit.
I failed Louis once in my life. It wasn't in San Francisco.
I would never ask you to do that.
The pages I tore out of Claudia's diaries, we did most of those together.
Not all of them.
And the ones I did on my own were to protect me from you, Mr. Malloy. Why did I owe you my shame? Why did I owe you my one act of cowardice? The series of abhorrent consequences that followed. I spent the rest of my life trying to make up for it. I'll never make up for it.
I didn't forgive you.
You've as sharp a mind as any human that walks. You want an apology? I'm sorry. He thought it was the right thing to do too.
You were going to drain me, pal.
Belated apology number 2.
To erase it?
Yes.
Can you even trust that though?
After you came out of a shower in our home in Sausalito, 3 days after we abandoned him, I was a coward.
We've been burying our males outside St. Denis. Flowers starting to pop up out.
Okay, they're good. Oh, she's beautiful.
Peony.
Flowers growing from the dead, cold things becoming warm.
I saw a dead girl in your mind while you were dying.
Oui, Aimé.
My sister.
She the replacement? What?
I saw the same thing that night. We already had it out.
Aimee, we used to call her the family idiot.
She would eat pine cones.
To thank you for falling right back into Daddy Lou's shoes. And thank you for never treating me like a child. Take some lessons, Louis.
Are you thinking of coming back to Paris?
Trash piles and men who smell like cheese. No, merci. No.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
She give the straight line to the next X on the map?
This is the X, Louis.
To finding the X.
Santé.
Santé.
Wait. They shared a look, didn't they?
Santé.
Santé.
It's the fledgling connection.
Who wake up at night and the fans aren't trading insults. Estelle isn't smearing makeup all over herself or humming off key.
Singing on key.
It's bliss.
Still.
Is this another one of those, Louis, there's a string attached to us that you can't see? Maybe that's why Santiago's so upset about his like the person who turns you. Well, Claudia never demonstrated that with Lestat, did she? Or Lestat didn't demonstrate that with her. Unless they're just recalling of the stories off. So let's power through.
I made you. That's just the way it is.
Yes, but I feel you, Louis.
I feel you too, Madeline.
I told Claudia I can feel your love, huh?
We should see him once more.
I'm glad we did this.
No, he's shaking.
Through him.
Yes, he loves you.
Okay. Okay, well, let's get the hell out of my soul. I don't need his head getting too big to get out the door.
Taking a stretch. Oh, give me another. Love.
There he goes. There he goes. Will he get through the door with that big head?
Santiago. He did give them up. He did. Armand. No.
They gave him a choice.
The way the show went about it. They pulled the carpet from under my feet. We go to them and have such a happy moment. We get to see them being in love, everyone loving each other. Madeline being able to express how much, be able to say things for Louis that Louis can't even say himself because she has that connection to him. Giving Armand the gift of how much Louis truly does love you. I don't even want to press play. I don't.
For 150 years, we here at the Théâtre des Vampires have shown you. We're shunting human affairs aside. We're turning our lurid spotlight on ourselves. Here to perform for your
Music amazing.
Ten minutes to your entrance, Monsieur Linker.
I'm proud as I can't even sit in my sorrow because y'all want to show Lestat and this looking all pimp. I'm sad. Why y'all gotta jar my emotions right now? Cause now I want to be excited, but I don't want to. Oh, it's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. What are we doing? They brought the GOAT back, bro. I forgot about all the trying to find him and talk to him because the episode has been crazy. I don't remember anything I was about to say. I'm too big of a fan. Like, of this character, I don't remember what I was finna say about everything else. I don't know. I got too excited. Sorry.
Monsieur Linker. Monsieur Linker.
Thank you. 10 minutes. and the vampire, Lestat de Lyoncourt.
Oh, almost ties back into that line that Ghost Lestat had about, you know, when you're at your oh my gosh, when you're at your happiest, I'll be back. Once you've put everything back together, I'll be there. Yeah. Lestat. Can this be my favorite episode and also my episode that has one of the moments I disagree with the most out of the entire story? The answer is yes. There's a moment that the situation is just something that I don't think it was necessary. I think there were other ways that could have went about that. I don't think she needed to be thrown. It's just, you know, it's that, and it's just a culmination of, you know, I think outside of just the reaction, I think about women always having to see women being on in shows and on screen, and even in my like manga, you pick them up. Why do women always need to be getting right? Like it's it's completely different, but the feeling it gives me reminds me of they'd be like, oh, this is a black movie, but then it'd be it's always a slave movie. Like, okay, enough with the shit. How many times do we gotta see beat? So that's my only grievance with the episode. Armand's character, I don't know what the other option was of choices that he had, but I would like to hear what it was. Whatever, this choice doesn't seem like, obviously don't seem too great, but we'll see how it plays out. I've had death flags for Claudia for a while. I didn't think Madeline was going to end up getting involved in it too. That sucks for my heart. Armand's character, we talked about just his overall passiveness, but then also like brewing and stewing, like having stuff planned or in the tuck that he wants to get done eventually. He's still I mean, I've made up my mind on him. He's still one of my favorite characters. I really don't like that he did all this shit though. But like I said, I don't even know what the other option was, and they had him dead to rights. So it was from the start when they tried to start following Louis' plan of just feeding into whatever he had going on, whatever Santiago had planned. It was a bad plan. Louis' character, this is the episode. I need to just say I appreciate all my Patreons before I even talk about what I'm about to say about Louis, because if my mindset was the same way, and I love that y'all have no one's ever told me, besides somebody on YouTube, nobody's ever told me like straight out like, oh, you don't with him, you don't like him, da-da-da. People have told me different points and things that they've liked about him, and I've had time to reassess and reflect on how I view him to understand him more, and even some of those qualities that that don't mesh with me personally and that I would never be around in individuals. In my day-to-day, I've learned to appreciate them, be able to see them and appreciate whenever Jacob is showing off his acting chops of bouncing in and out of these different moods or different ways of expressing himself towards, where he comes off a real passive, but he can come off as real smooth and collected as well too. I've grown to have a real appreciation for that, and I don't think without your guys' guidance is not the right word, but without y'all's guys' grace of explaining what you like about the character, I wouldn't have been able to watch this episode and really enjoy everything that he does in this episode. So bravos to y'all for that. Thank you, and I really appreciate the way that y'all went about it this entire time. That's what I said. This show it's been something special for me because it's made me a better person and a better reactor, and I'm able to process things with, I don't want to say with more care, but with more of a, even if I don't agree with an action, which I feel like I'm pretty open to most things, I don't have that innate, I don't with this per se. I've tapered that down, and like I said, that's all thanks to you guys. Claudia, it's sad that the person that she loves, the person that has made her feel free again outside of the cage, is now in the cage with her in this theater, put on trial with her. I do love everything that transpired for her, besides them being captured at the end. You know, getting to experience love a little bit, getting to be happy and finding her partner, the person that she wanted to share this time with. I forgot to mention for Louis, the fledgling thing was cool. I like how those emotions that he's been able to hide with Madeline around, he can't do that because she's connected to him in a way that she can feel more things about him. Now back to Claudia. That might be it for Claudia. Look, there's a lot of characters, guys. There's a lot, and I have a lot that I would love to say about all of them, but my brain just works in a way where every thought bounces in at once. So it's hard to pick and pull certain things out at certain times when I want to say it. Madeline, disagree. Well, disagree is not the right word, but I wish that whole scene was just omitted. However, it does have a connecting thread with her and Claudia because Claudia was also SA'd. Which, I mean, okay, they y'all don't get Bravo points for that. They don't get no fucking Bravo points for that. I did feel a little cheap that, obviously she's gonna come and save her and stuff like that, and that made her have that moment where she was able to, reveal her true nature to her and stuff like that. I don't want to keep beating up that point. I do like that Claudia and Madeline are close. I love their connection. I love that it's been built up over a few episodes and that we could slowly start seeing them really having some type of feelings or connections toward each other. And just seeing some of her past and all the things that Madeline had went through, it was... I really like Madeline. I really like her character. Brash. I don't want to say ignorant, but just on some rah-rah at times. She's great. She looks beautiful as a vampire. I love the acting between her and Jacob. The little lingering looks at each other and stuff like that. It was almost throwing me off for a second because, vampires are very, very sexual creatures. So I'm like, do they have sexual attention? But I think it's just I have that connection to you and like, why can't I read your mind? Is it weird to say that if she didn't know that she couldn't read Louis' mind, that Claudia might be withholding stuff from her? But also, why would Claudia need to mention that? Because they ran away. So I'm not going to say Claudia's withholding information, but that is kind of weird because we always talk about Claudia being similar to Lestat, where she's not telling her stuff. You would think just in normal conversation, she'd be like, yeah, I can't read. Maybe she didn't want to talk about it. Who knows? I'm not going to compare it too much to Lestat with that. We did Armand, we did Louis, we did Santiago. I mean, the play was him getting Armand into checkmate and forcing his hand into doing something, which I still feel like it's part of some vengeance that he had with the way that his creator was handled. And I feel like there might be some of that fledgling bond there. That's why he's so so on our mind about it has to be done this way because you killed my creator for far less. I feel that I could be wrong about that, but I like to just picture that as a reason why. His actor headphones are turned off. I've been talking. His actor overall is just a great actor. He is one of those characters that the deeper it gets into the series, and this is what I really like in, I don't want to say villains, but the characters that are more bad, you never know what they're going to do when they're on screen. And I think that's a good sign of, I don't want to call him a villain because they're all painted in different shades of gray in this. But you never know who's at risk, who could be hurt, who could be killed whenever that character's around. And I love that feeling. I love to see a character and be like, oh, shit, here we go. Like, what's going on? The one I can think off the top of my head for that is Homelander. There'd be times when Homelander's in somebody's face and I'm just like, oh my God, like don't slap their face off. Daniel, I don't really have too much to say about Daniel this episode that I can think of right now. Like it's there, but it's not coming to me. Y'all can ask me questions about Daniel if y'all would like to. It's crazy because as soon as it always happens, as soon as I click record, then I get some more thoughts coming back. But I think that's it for now. I didn't do Daniel, but I counted Daniel and Lestat. Lestat coming back. I love that he came back in a moment that was so similar to. There's these things that they do with his character, and it's really partial to me just because I his character heavy. where there's always an emotional tone shift when they do his introductions. When he came in there and he turned off the vinyl and was just looking at at Claudia in episode 4 or 5, like it was like, because in that moment, like, oh, Louis and Claudia are back together, and Lesat's like, don't forget I'm in this. It was just a good switch, and it made me just laugh. And here, whenever everything seemed all beautiful and great, and they get kidnapped and everything's taken apart, and you're like, what the fuck? And they're on stage, and you know shit's finna go bad, and I'm just down. I'm just down now. And then we pan to Lestat in there smoking a cigarette, being dismissive of the guy that tried to come help him. Hey, 10 minutes, like, all right, like, or whatever you said, like, get your ass out my dressing room. Like, this is my shit, you know? So it's cool to see his character back as well too. I love the show. I mean, hopefully I wasn't too hard on that moment, but I'm just it's not even just so much about the show. I'm just over that in general, and that's not to downplay it, because I know that stuff goes on and happens in the real world. Like that's a real thing that happens. Women are always at risk for that type of stuff, but it can be used in ways that are just. I'm done. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Shout out to the Patreons. Y'all are the best. YouTube, y'all will see this in 3 months. Everybody have a great day. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I see why y'all are trying to get me to get the rest of these done. So episode 6, it's up there for me. It's up there. I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good one.